Good evening. Tonight we are witnessing a tectonic shift in the power struggle between the White House and the state of California. It's being called Reckoning Day. For months, the tension has been simmering, but today, the Trump administration officially pulled the trigger. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has confirmed, not as a rumor, but as a final determination, that the federal government is withholding $160 million in transportation funding from California. Think about that number, $160 million. This isn't just a slap on the wrist, it's a financial blockade. And why? Because according to the Department of Transportation, California has failed its most basic duty, public safety. The deadline was January 5th. Governor Gavin Newsom was given a clear choice: follow federal law or lose the money. He chose a path of defiance, and now the bill has come due. Secretary Duffy didn't mingle words. He said, "Time's up." He accused the California leadership of putting the needs of illegal immigrants over the lives of American families driving on our highways. This is the first major move in what looks like a long, expensive war between the feds and the Golden State. But to understand how we got here, we have to look at the ghost licenses that started it all. Let's dive into the why. Why would the federal government take such a drastic step? It comes down to a three-letter acronym, CDL, Commercial Driver's Licenses. These are the licenses required to operate 80,000-pound trucks, the massive vehicles that share the road with your family car. A federal audit has uncovered what they are calling a systemic collapse in California's licensing program. The numbers are staggering. Over 17,000 commercial licenses were issued to individuals who, according to federal regulators, do not have lawful presence in the United States. We aren't just talking about clerical errors. The audit found that California was issuing these licenses with expiration dates years beyond when a driver's legal status actually expired. In one shocking case cited by Fox News, a driver from Brazil was given a license to drive school buses and passenger buses, even though their legal presence had already expired. Imagine that, a school bus driver with no legal status and a license that shouldn't exist. This is the charade that Secretary Duffy is talking about. The FMCSA, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Body, says they will not accept any plan that leaves these non-compliant drivers behind the wheel. It's a matter of national safety, and California's refusal to revoke these 17,000 licenses by the January 5th deadline is exactly what triggered this $160 million penalty. Now, if you think this is just political theatre, look at the data. We've been tracking the public's reaction, and the numbers are off the charts. Google Trends shows a massive spike in searches for Trump California funding and illegal trucking licenses. People are waking up to the reality that their tax dollars are at the center of a massive tug of war. But what is California saying? Governor Gavin Newsom's office has been quiet in the immediate aftermath of this Fox News report, but his stance in the past has been clear. He views this as political revenge. The Newsom administration argues that California is being targeted because of its sanctuary state status. They claim they are protecting the economy by keeping truckers on the road. But the federal government's response is simple. The law is the law. You cannot have your own set of rules for 80,000-pound vehicles. The audit found that more than 25%, 1 out of every 4, non-domiciled licenses in California were unlawfully issued. That is a failure of epic proportions. When you see that graph trending up, it's not just curiosity, it's a nation demanding accountability. Is this about immigration, or is it about the rule of law? The data suggests the American public is looking for an answer, and they want it now. So where do we go from here? This $160 million is just the tip of the iceberg. Under federal law, if California continues to defy these safety regulations, the penalties could double. We could be looking at a $320 million hit next year. And it doesn't stop with transportation. We are hearing reports that other federal agencies are looking at California's non-compliance in various sectors. This is a game of high-stakes poker, where the chips are your tax dollars and highway safety. The next stop? Likely the Supreme Court. Legal experts believe California will sue to block this withholding of funds. But with a final determination from the FMCSA already on the books, the state's legal standing is on shaky ground. Secretary Duffy's message was a warning shot to every other state thinking about bypassing federal safety standards. It's a new era in Washington, and the reckoning has only just begun. Gavin Newsom is standing his ground, but the cost of that ground is getting more expensive by the day. What do you think? Is Trump right to pull the funding, or is this an overreach of federal power? Drop your comments below. I want to hear your take on this reckoning day. This is a story that isn't going away, and we will be here to track every dollar and every license. Thank you for watching.